I'm just driving to tech right now, and I was just wanting to, do a small kind of video for you guys. I might do this more often, maybe not for this driving time, but because I'm trying not to drive to tech as much because it's just expensive, because it costs, my gas and everything. So there probably won't be like a whole lot of trips like this, but I kind of wanted to talk about my channel and everything, and like the course that I wanted to take. And I don't know, I think that I might start doing trans topics just because I do have a lot to talk about. It's just at first I felt like maybe I shouldn't do that because then I would be like selling out, but I started to think, do I really care? No. So I'm going to do trans topic videos, and for all of my cis friends, which cis means just the opposite of trans, like I'm trans and then I have several friends that are cis, so I don't hate them for being cis. Oh god, no. They've, my phone fell. We'll just leave it like that, I guess. They've been there for me the most, and I don't know what I would do without them. So I love them to death. Don't hate on your cis friends because they don't understand what you go through, and half the time I don't understand what I'm going through because it's tough dealing with dysphoria all the time and stuff like that. And I'm only gonna say this once, and I'm not going to talk about it again. I might mention it once or twice. You need some sort of dysphoria to be trans, because otherwise there's just no point to transitioning. And it's cool, like, if you're not gonna do like hormones and like surgery and stuff, because I get that, hormones can do some things that you don't want. Like, I know for me, taking testosterone would mean a higher risk of ambulance. Taking testosterone would mean a higher chance of diabetes, heart disease, or heart attack. It was something like that. Heart attack. Just, common things that are, at higher risk for guys. And then, if you get top surgery, you still have that chance of getting, like, breast cancer and stuff. Which, that in my family has never been, like, a big thing. Like, we don't know that many people. I think I had one aunt that had breast cancer, but she lived until she was almost in her 90s, or she was in her 90s. She's like 96 when she passed, so almost 100. Like, she did pretty well. I mean, they didn't find breast cancer on her until like she was in her 80s. So stuff like that, like, and I know a lot of trans people want biological kids. I don't, just because I know I deal with a lot right now, and I just know that the pregnancy stuff would just screw me so overboard that it would kill me. Like, I could never do that to myself, and I could never bring a child out of that pain, because I feel like I would resent them because of that. Which I would get over it eventually, but I don't want to have to get over something like that. And I would have to, either I would have to wait on doing hormone therapy, or I would have to stop doing hormone therapy. And I just don't want to do that. So I know, like, that's a big thing for, like, a lot of trans people, like, oh, a lot of people will joke, like, oh, because you're taking testosterone, you can't have kids anymore. That's actually not true. Like, testosterone is not, like, for testosterone going into a biological female is not gonna stop baby making at all, because like well, one, this is a little TMI, but the libido in men, a lot of people like know this already, but like men can like turn it on real quick. Women, not so much. It takes a little bit more effort and things to do, and you know, things like that. And I'm not gonna say exactly what it is, because if you're not old enough to understand what I'm talking about, then you're not old enough to be watching this channel. I'm sorry, that's just how it is. But so it's not gonna stop you from getting pregnant. Yeah, it might make it harder, but there is still that chance. I mean, it's true that the only 100% birth control method is abstinence, and no one likes that. So, you know, just don't be stupid, you know. Be safe with it all. You know, don't do that, you know. Be safe. Use condoms. Be on birth control, whatever. Because I know a lot of trans people are on birth control, even though, you know, they're on testosterone. Having a baby causes hormones and stuff to heighten for women, so that is not good for trans people, trans men. Well, okay, we'll say trans people, because like there are non-binary individuals that were assigned female at birth that decide to take testosterone to get those masculine parts, and you know that they may not, you know, like remove their breasts or something, you know, something like that, but they'll go by they them, which I completely accept they them pronouns, because why not? Like, and I don't understand like the whole neo pronoun thing. I'm not one to like argue with people about stuff like that, but I don't understand, because like I understand that there are languages, like non-English languages, that don't have like an equivalent of they them, so like they have to come up with their own, which that makes sense to me. Like that, in that sense, that makes sense. But then if you're an English speaker, then you're technically doing cultural appropriation by not using they, them. Because, you know, like, if they don't have a they, them in their language, and that's their equivalent of it, then we should just, you know, let it be. You know, maybe in our language we can say they, them, but maybe they don't have that, so they do use, like, the Z-zim or whatever it is, you know? So, like, I understand that part, but for an English speaker that has that they, them pronoun, they should not be using the other non-English ones, because technically, by those definitions, that's cultural appropriation, which leads to racism. So all y'all out there like, oh yeah, well, I'm two-spirited. Well, unless you're Native American, you're not. Like, that's another one, like, I don't understand. Two-spirit is specific to Native American culture. I hate that word so much. But, like, that term is very specific to Native Americans. So, like, to use that when you're not is not okay. And there's just, like, other things like that. Like, you know, don't use someone else's culture. And I know, like, America's the melting pot for everything. But don't steal other people's identities because you have an option for your own, and you decide to take somebody else's. Like, that's not okay. If y'all have any topics that you want me to talk about or anything like that, send them to me, because I would love to see what y'all want me to talk about, because it's hard for me to come up with ideas sometimes. So I feel like having some like comments and stuff about it will really help. Plus I get to see what you guys want to actually see and not me just sitting here talking about stuff. Because maybe some of y'all don't want to see like trans topics. Or maybe y'all want to know like certain things about being trans. You guys can ask me questions like that too if you want. Like, I'm completely open to all of that. At first I said I wasn't, you know, and I'm completely taking that back right now. Like, my first video, I really wasn't sure what I was gonna do, and now I think I know. So if y'all want to see anything, just let me know. I'm probably gonna end the video about here, but I'm gonna film like a couple others while I'm still driving, just because I still have time, or might not, I don't know yet. But I'll see y'all later, and comment down below some topics for me to talk about, and yeah, leave a like. Bye.